Good morning, it's Jonathan Barratt with the morning debrief. The current time is 8:14 and it's the 23rd, it's Thursday, the 23rd of December. A couple more sleeps to go before Christmas Day, and the market just seems to be quite relaxed, I guess. If anything, particularly in the US, we're seeing quite a bit of window dressing, obviously because it's the end of the financial year. Also seen an uptick there in crude oil on the back of cold weather. We also had a draw in inventories, just a third in a row, giving us an indication there is demand out there, or once again could just be window dressing for the end of the financial year. But I think it's got a little bit more in it for crude, purely because we've got that cold weather. And with that cold weather, particularly in Europe, people's expectations on demand certainly increase, and as a result of that, the oil market does move higher. Okay, let's have a look at just an overview, as we do, just where the Dow is trading. And here we go. Yeah, the Dow basically up 26 points, 11,559. S&P's up 4, and the Nasdaq's up 3.87. Excuse me. Yeah, we had GDP numbers last night, came in at 2.6%, a little bit less than expected. The main concern I think people are starting to feel is the fact that we don't have any inflation in the US. In fact, there is that potential there for deflation. Also, the concern that people are feeling also is the fact that the unemployment rate remains high at 9.8%, and really not taking any bite out of the policies which the Fed has been putting in. Anyway, as we mentioned, the Dow was up. Europe, basically, top 50 there was down 7. The FTSE up 31. The CAC was down 7, and the DAX was down 10. So if anything there, things are a little bit mixed, and obviously there are concerns over there in Europe. Also concerns that this weather will have more of an effect on the economy over in Europe, and should also participate in a little bit of a slowdown. So that in itself is something we've got to look at, because obviously with this bad weather, you know, there is a concern there, over concern on what the economy is actually doing. Okay, let's have a look now at a few things before we get into the numbers tonight. And basically you can see, I guess, looking at what's happening there with the dollar index, 81.01. Now, it is interesting. It is obviously the dollar looks better bit at the moment. Obviously, the European currencies are the major concern. Keep an eye on the euro. Euro on a breakthrough that 30.50 level. And I'll just bring up that chart because it's quite interesting. And as you can see here, there's a little bit of support here. Breaks through that, and then if we go through this area down here, so that 29.30 area, or 29.90, sorry, then we can actually see quite a fall for the euro, strengthened for the dollar. You can also see that too by looking at the pound, and also you can see that these economies or those currencies are under pressure, but other currencies are looking quite good, particularly the Aussie. Aussie at the moment back up above parity, and as you can see there, it sort of says if it breaks through that top side, chances are have a bit of a run to the top, perhaps even test that old highs. Okay, now having a look at commodities, as we talked about with crude, crude in itself, crude just coming up there, just continues to remain firm. That is purely on the back of what we've seen, particularly in Europe in terms of the bad weather there, and excuse me, sorry about that. That bad weather, and that's looking quite well bid. We also had inventory draw last night too, and that's certainly keeping the trend for crude. Breaks with that 90.50 level, our chances will go a little bit higher. Just have to wait and see. But other commodities, perhaps when I look at gold, for instance, gold is steady, 13.85. In fact, it came off from its highs last night at 13.90. It really needs to break through that 13.92 in order to see it onwards and upwards. But at the moment, we're seeing a little bit of profit taking there before the breaks. Some commodities we mentioned are moving in tandem with the dollar, others aren't, and we do see that disconnect continuing. Rightio, now just having a look at the local market, 47.84, and this is where it is. It just keeps on, can't get through that level at the moment, and probably expect that to stay over the next couple of days. In terms of economic outlook, we've basically got a lot of numbers out today in the States. That'll be a little bit of moving and shaking. Durable goods expect to be a little bit lower. Personal income increase. We've got initial jobless claims, new home sales. All these numbers should support and continue to support that that we do have growth, albeit slow, in the States. So that could be quite interesting. But given I think people are in holiday mood, don't expect too much at the moment. Now, just so people are aware, we do have our Christmas trading hours, and basically we'll be shut on Monday and Tuesday, and back in at 7 a.m. on Wednesday morning, and then we'll be closed for the New Year's holiday on Monday, the 4th, and back in on the Tuesday. If you do have any special needs, just let me know, and we can certainly sort that out. Okay, well that's pretty much about it from us. Hope everyone does have a very Merry Christmas and happy trading for 2011, and we'll certainly see you then. And yeah, if you've got any special needs, just feel free to give us a call, and we'll do our best to help out. And that's it.